guys, Ralph here. Welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness on this terrific Tuesday here in Connecticut. Life's good, guys. Life is awesome. Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. Back to basics, man. Tone is everything. Again, this was spurred by one of the comments that I got, an email that I got, and once again, we'll talk about it. Let me honk. I have played a little bit, so we'll see what we got, and then we'll take it from there. Anyway, hellacious double C's and a whole lot of barbed wire, Ace. I take liberties with retards and all that sort of stuff, but you get the idea. Now, tone. Guys, anybody that has studied with me for any amount of time or studied with Jerry for any amount of time is not going to believe what I'm about to say. Yeah, sure, Ralph, you're full of crap. Jerry and I do not teach high notes. If we teach a system that will get you high notes, if you get that system, but it is all about tone. You have to start there. You just have to. Now, I'm not talking about, well, I like the orchestral tone or I like the lead tone. No. I'm talking about a fabulous, centered, pure, brilliant, in tune tone. Okay? It has to be there first. And that is what myself and Jerry taught. Number one, tone, power, range, and endurance. There is a reason that range is number 3, and they go in order of importance. Oh, by the way, guys, nothing on Friday. And I'm going to get in touch with how many students I have on Friday. I have 5. I don't even remember. Nothing on Friday. We have to reschedule. That is my nephew's wedding. And I'll be in Long Island and doing the family thing. Anyway, a very, very joyous occasion. He's a tremendous, sweet, wonderful, smart, hardworking kid. And his wife, who is wonderful as well. They're lucky to have each other. It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, where was I? Yes, tone. Okay? Now, Alan Vizzuti made a comment years ago, I believe it in one of his books, that you are paid for high C down. Okay, and I had just obliterated that from them. This comes from a guy that made a fortune in his life from high C up. Now, I said in each one of those things, when I mentioned it, I know what he was talking about. But he didn't say it right. Okay, because high C to double C, especially with every passing day, is important. But here's the deal. He meant if you don't have the tone, power, and endurance and everything, and flexibility, from high C down, it doesn't matter how high you can play. And guys, you go on the internet now, and again, I'm not talking about one person in particular when I say this. I'm not. And I haven't seen everybody. But guys, there is so much nonsense out there. You can play double Cs, but they couldn't play a professional gig if somebody had a gun to their head because the tone is wrong. It's thin, it's scratchy. Guys, so many guys, I say to myself, yeah, you put them in a section of Stan Mark, Lynn Nicholson, and Nick Drozdoff, you wouldn't hear one note they played. The tone isn't right. Okay? Now, tone is very, very subjective. I get it. Okay? And if you want to sound like Miles, be my guest. Okay? And I'm not knocking Miles. He's a genius. One of the true musical geniuses ever. But guys, that tone, if he wasn't out front doing his own thing, is not going to get him across the street. As great and as brilliant as he is, he could not go downtown and sit in with the Philharmonic. He couldn't sit in with a Broadway show. He couldn't do a studio gig, with another section because the tone isn't right. Now, I am not saying there's just one tone. Everybody it's completely subjective, and what sounds good to you does not sound good to me. Okay? But Harry, because of that tone, Harry James, could go downtown and sit in the Philharmonic and play lead on anything. Horst Fischer could do the same thing. Doc Severn could sit in tomorrow, even at 90 million years old he is, could sit in and play in any symphony orchestra with his B-flat trumpet and the same equipment. Herseth could go and play lead he was a lead player in the New England Conservatory in the military jazz band. Okay? Harry Glantz, with that center of tone up to a G, he could play lead in any Broadway show. And the fact of the matter is, back in the day, with the money they were making with the Philharmonic and the shortened season, he did just that. He did a lot of studio stuff because the tone is right. And if you don't have the tone right, it doesn't matter. High, low, medium wavy, fast. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay? Tone. It has to start with tone. Now, I got a thing that spurred this is I got a comment from an email from somebody that relatively new to the whole channel and all this sort of stuff, but ordered the 1SB. He said, wow, I really love it. I can finally see what you're saying about ease of playing and all this, and I got a high F for the first time and a nice full sound. Guys, it has to be a nice full sound or nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it. And all these YouTube yahoos that are screeching around, that's all they do is YouTube Yahoo. Again, put them in the Stan Mark Lynn Nick Drovzdop. All right? And again, I talked about tone with Perico and his flugelhorn. Now, guys, flugelhorn, as I said, I don't want to repeat myself, but it gets so spread and so fuzzy and so out of tune. That's why Perico could literally take that flugelhorn and go flugelhorn and a 1SB mouthpiece, just that he used on that recording, and go sit in with an orchestra, and it would center. Now, he could play first. He couldn't play, Strauss ein Heldenleben on a flugelhorn, I'm telling you. But the tone was centered. That's why I loved the way he plays flugelhorn. Okay? Now, Perico's the first one to tell you somebody like Clark Terry on a flugelhorn is dazzling him, with jazz innovations and wonderful things. But the fact of the matter is, Perico's tone for center, purity, and everything was better. It has to start with the tone. Guys, we've only got 3 buttons. The amount of musical notes that we have to navigate compared to a clarinet, compared to a flute, compared to a violin is minuscule. You are getting the first chair in high school, the first chair in Allstate. You're getting accepted to Juilliard because of your tone. First. There are other things involved when you get into Juilliard and all this sort of stuff, but you are being judged on your tone. Centered, pure, clean, and brilliant. And I go through this same thing in my True Power to the Max book that Jerry said was the greatest method book ever written for trumpet. Anyway, that's that. Tone first. Talk about power tomorrow. Nothing on Friday. Okay? We'll talk again on Monday. I'm going to be on pretty much the whole weekend. And all of you, Joe, a couple of you guys, Ray, a couple of you guys that have things on Friday, I'll get in touch with you and we'll reschedule. All right? All right. Eat and drink your fruits and vegetables and live your life with true power. Not the fake stuff, true power. Love you all.